In this video, you are going to learn which gambits are good and which gambits are not so much, and you'll be able to crush your opponents with ease. Wait, hold up a second, what the why am I black? Management.
You're showing gambits for black, of course you should be black.
But that's not what we agreed on.
Are you racist or something?
The Albin Counter Gambit counters the Queen's Gambit by sacrificing the pawn on e5, with the idea of getting your pawn to d4 and deploying some nasty traps. If white has no idea what he is doing, he is likely going to make a mistake and end up in a worse position, but any decent player should be able to defend. B-tier. The Anglund Gambit is a more trickster, gangsta-style opening. d4, e5, d takes e5, knight c6, knight f3, queen e7, bishop f4, queen b4 check, bishop d2, queen takes b2, bishop c3.
Hello there, woman.
Bishop b4, queen d2, bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, queen c1.
Checkmate.
It's a strong gambit, but unfortunately, it doesn't work at the top levels, so we'll have to put it in the A tier. The Stafford Gambit comes from the uncommon Petrov defense, so most likely they will always accept it and then face the consequences of your well-prepared attack. It's been popularized by Eric Rosen and we all watched his Stafford Gambit videos when we started playing chess, so it's definitely an S tier gambit. Thanks Rosen.
King, what is that?
It's a bird.
It's the plane.
It's the new Top Chess Army members. Join Top Chess Army today and get a free one-to-one coaching call with our coach, as well as weekly coaching calls, classroom modules, and so much more.
See you in there, mother.
This is another gambit that comes from the Scandinavian defense. I have no idea how we got from Scandinavia to Iceland and now we teleport to Portugal, and here, after the moves e4, d5, e takes d5, knight f6, d4, we play bishop g4 and we hit the...
I never thought we would in chess.
Stop it. It's not good nor bad, so we'll give it the C tier. If you play the Ponziani opening, then you are a nerd. But if you are here to counter the nerd society, you have to learn the Ponziani counter gambit, making you, in a way, an even bigger nerd.
Shut the fuck up, king, or you'll get cancelled.
Anyway, the idea is that after pawn c3 we play the immediate pawn f5, going for a very aggressive game, and after they take, follow up with queen f6, preparing a tricky attack that they've never faced before. Overall, it's not very good, nor can you play it very frequently, so we'll give it the D tier. The Rozu, the however you pronounce it gambit is pretty much the same as the previous one, except you play it against the Italian, where white already has two pieces developed. It can be dangerous for both sides if black is much higher rated, so it can safely go in the F tier.
Haha, screw you, weird name gambit.
Are you an absolute madman? Then this gambit is for you. First of all, you are mad, because you are playing the Benoni, and then you do the super crazy Banco gambit.
So we will win every game, right?
No, you will almost never get to play it out actually, and by the time you get it, you'll forget all the lines and look like a crazy person. In conclusion, D tier. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and now the move knight d4 preparing the gambit. The idea is that they might say, oh look, a free pawn, and now the woman comes out, forks the knight and the g2 pawn and they are pretty much lost from this point on.
You stupid white king.
Shut up woman, don't talk to my woman like that.
Stop calling me woman.
Woman. Anyway, it's super good if they accept it, but unfortunately, most of the 700 elo opponents you face don't even realize that they can take the pawn and instead they just take your knight, and you can't even deploy it, but at least nothing bad happens to you in that case, so we'll give it the A tier. The Solar Gambit is the Anglund Gambit on steroids, and after we sacrifice our pawn on e5, we sacrifice another pawn on f6 in hopes of getting fast development in and a crazy attacking game.
But king, we not just weakened you.
Yes you did. The problem is that if white knows what he is doing, he will simply not take your f-pawn, and now you have the weak diagonal on the king, your knight can't properly develop, and you'll get shitted on. If they do accept, it's a different story, so overall we'll give it the D tier. Also known as the Greco Gambit, who is the guy who played it literally 400 years ago, but they stole his piece of history and named it the Latvian Gambit because some dude from Latvia also played it. This gambit is a total piece of garbage lol. You strike immediately with f5, weaken your king, and you will probably get crushed pretty much. F-tier. In the Duras Gambit, we sacrifice the f-pawn as soon as we can, because we fucking hate the f-pawn for some reason in today's video. One guy stated in 2012 that he, quote, plays this opening and it's fairly good, and there have been 140 pages of people calling him brain dead. This is the most likely scenario of the Duras Gambit.
Are you crazy dude? Bring it on mother trucker. Your wish. What did you achieve?
Just you wait, I'll come get you.
Okay, so do we just develop? I mean, we are up a pawn.
Yeah, take it slow. Haha, I have the center control now, it's worth more than a pawn.
Oh yeah, when I developed I also attacked your king's side, so now. Checkity check.
I will save you, king. You literally can't even take me as my bishop will destroy you.
Oh shit, bishop, make me some room.
Great, now what?
As you can see, black usually ends up with a ruined kingside and is getting checkmated quickly. F-tier freaking gambit, don't play this. One day, a sad old Icelandic man was playing chess with his favorite opening, the Scandinavian defense. However, he felt that it was unfair that they named it Scandinavian defense and that Iceland should also be a part of this cold-blooded opening. So he went the extra steps and created the Scandinavian defense, Icelandic Gambit. This is also the first invention by Icelandic people ever, as they pretty much just eat fish and enjoy a stressless life.
Don't bore us with your made-up story.
It's a real story, I'm the man. Just screwing with you, just show us the gambit.
Okay, here it is, e4, d5, e takes d5, and now instead of the usual queen takes pawn, we play knight to f6. They usually defend their center pawn with c4, and we play e6, sacrificing the pawn. After we recapture it, we are ahead in development and we can play a nice game of chess. I'll actually give this one the B tier. Seems playable and might catch opponents off guard. In the Budapest Gambit, we sacrifice the pawn on e5 and force our knight to move twice, as it's now under attack.
Screw you, king.
The best move is knight to g4, hitting the pawn back, but your actual interesting line is knight to e4. The idea is to use the dark squared bishop plus the queen to target the dark squares, especially aiming at the f2 pawn. If the opponent is uncareful, they might get brutalized. Unfortunately, nothing is forced, and if they play well, you don't have many chances. Overall, C-tier Gambit.
Did you think this video would be full of amazing and flashy gambits for black? Hopefully, we didn't make you depressed, lol.
He's right, the black side is already down a tempo from the start, so it's really tough to gambit as black. Most of the options are trash, and you'll just end up losing by force if you're playing against good opponents. But you know what's not trash? Top Chess Army. Join right now and get access to a free one-to-one coaching call, classroom modules, daily positions, and so much more for literally just $10. Plus, here are the winners from December 18th. See you, kings.